Today we are going to solve this problem, which is print given array using recursion. Okay, so in input we can see that there is an array which have 5 elements: 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Okay, and in output we have to print those elements without using any kind of loop. Okay, so we have to only use a recursion. So here we will draw the structural function, that will be function display array, and here we will pass an array and then index, and body will be open here and then body will be closed here. We will call the function array 0. So here we pass the index 0, by which we can print from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 4 onwards. So this will be the body of our function, which we will implement later. So now we will see the analysis methods by which we can find out the appropriate result. Okay, so here we will see high level analysis. Inside high level analysis, first one is expectation. So what is our expectation? The main thing is, so if we are calling like DA of array comma 0, so it should produce 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50, right? And our assumptions are, if we are calling DA of array comma 1, so it should print 20, 30, 40 and 50, right? And one more thing, here we are using PMI formula, using PMI method to solve these problems. Okay, so now the third one will be, we will relate expectation and assumption. So here we will call DA of array comma 1, which will produce what? 20, 30, 40 and 50, right? What we need 10 also here. Okay, so we will only print array of what? 0, right? So it will produce 10. So our resultant array will, we can find our resultant array. So we will modify it in standard format. So the format will be like array. Here 0, what is 0? 0 is actually index. So here we will write here index. Okay, this will be our index, and the next step will be DA of array comma index plus 1. Okay, so this will be our standard formula. And now we will analyze it in low level analysis. Inside low level analysis, the first one is logic implementation. Okay, so inside logic implementation, we will write function display array. Here we will pass array comma index, and body will be open. And one more thing I would like to mention here, our given array, which was what? That was 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. Okay, and the position of these elements are like 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. And what was the address of that particular array? That was 5k. Okay, this was base address of that array. So now here we will write these steps. So it will be like array of index. Okay, and so now here we have to console it. So console dot log. Okay, and then call DA of array comma index plus 1, right? Here the body will be closed, and here now we will call the function that will be array comma 0. We are calling 0 because we have to print from 0 onwards. So this will be our program, but we don't know what will be our base case. So for base case, we will implement stack implementation or base case implementation here. So for base case, we will design a stack. Over here we will pass an array, and this will be like index, and now our main function will execute. So what is our main function? That is a DA of array comma 0. So here array will be, the address of array will be 5k. Okay, and then the control will be here onwards. So for that it will call DA of this A is array and 0 is index. So here it will be like 5k and index will be 0, right? And then line number 1 will be execute. So here this will be line number 1, this will be line number 2. So whenever line number 1 executes, then it will print, like this is a console statement, so it will print what? Array of index. That will be array of index of 0, which will be like 0 here, so it will print 10. So here it will print 10, right? And then again line number 2 will execute. Whenever line number 2 execute, it will pass array as well as index plus 1. So what was index? Index was 0. So now it will pass array comma 1. Okay, so now it will call display array of a comma 1, and now the value of array will be like, the address of array will be 5 and the index will be updated and it will be like 1. Okay, so now the line number 1 will execute. Whenever line number 1 execute, then the console statement will execute also. So here what will it print? It will print array of 1, which is 20. So here it will be print like 20. Okay, and then line number 2 execute, and now the index will increase plus 1, so it will be like 2. Then it will call DA of array comma 2. So now address of array will be 5k, and the index will be updated, which will be 2. And then line number 1 executes, and whenever line number 1 executes, then it will call array of 2, which is array of 2, that is 30. So here it will print 30. Okay, and then line number 2 executes. Whenever line number 2 executes, it will increase the index value, so it will be now 3. So here it will call DA of array comma 3, and now the address value of array will be 5k and index will be like 3. Okay, and then line number 1 execute, and again it will console array of 3 which is 40, so here it will print 40. Okay, and now line number 2 executes, then the value of index plus 1, index will be increased, it will be like 4, and then it will call display array of a comma 4, and the address value of array will be 5k and index value will be 4. Okay, and now line number 1 execute, whenever line number 1 execute, it will call for a printing, like for a console, a array of 4, that is 50. Okay, so now again line number 2 executes and the index value will increase, that will be 5, and here it will pass da of 5. Okay, and now the value of address will be 5k and here index will be 5. Now we can see that we have we find our desired output, so we have to break here. So we have to write the condition like what, like if this is our index, so if index equals to what, array dot length. So what is the array of length? This will be like 1 2 3 4 and 5, the length will be 5. If both are equal, then it should return only, so here it will return. Now till here the stack is executing from bottom to top. Okay, and we find out our base case, so now it will execute from top to bottom. Okay, so here we will write our base case, that will be if index equals to what, array dot length, then it should return only. Okay, that's all, we don't need to do anything. And now we don't have any, so here it will be our base case, so it will wipe out and the control will be here, this on this line. So whenever the control will be this line, then it will search for next line of execution. So here we can see that there is no more line for execution after line number 2, so the control will automatically go here and it will wipe out. And here also it will search for line number 3, but it didn't find it, so it will be wipe out and again control will be here, and the same process will run again and again, and the control will go one step ahead and the stack will be empty in the end. Okay, and our desired output, which is this one. So this is our code. So this is our code. Now we will see the live implementation of this code inside VS Code. Okay. So now we will see here the display array, the live example of display array in VS Code. Okay. So here is our array in which there are 5 elements, that is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Okay. And now we will call here the function, display function, and we will pass array as well as index. And here is the body of function. Okay. And then we will call that particular function and pass the array, which is this one. Okay. And initially we will pass the index as a 0. So here, as we mentioned here in our logic, so we will do the same, and then we will write the logic. So here we will write like if index will be what, if index is equals to array dot length. Okay, so it should return only, otherwise it should console dot log, it should console array of index and text, right? And then again we will call that particular function like that outer function. Okay, so why we are doing the same? Because we are using recursion, so we can call the function recursively. So here we will function call the function display array and then pass array as well as the second parameter. Now the second parameter will be index, but here it will be like index plus 1. Okay, that's it. Now this is our program, so we will execute it. So here this is our output. So we can see that each element which is inside the array is rendering here, so we console those elements here inside our console terminal. Okay, so this is it for this video, so we will meet in next video. Till then, take care and have a great day. And I will share the link of this code inside our description, so you can go through that link, and if you want you can download the code also. Okay.